Hi, this is Jack Downs. Got a little combination screencast and then webcam to talk to you about the Zoom. Basic Zoom operation is what we're going to talk about first. In this document here, the first thing is, before recording, is to make sure that the Zoom is set to record properly in WAV format. Remember, we want the large lossless file, 14.1, 16-bit. Those numbers should be familiar. We choose this through the menu record mode, or test it there. It should be set that way. Number two, make sure the mic choice is correct. For the PSA, we probably want 90-degree front. For Vox Pop, you'll be doing later, 2 channels surround is fine. Number three, it's very important that you remember that you press record once to go into standby mode. The light is flashing, the clock is running, but you are not recording yet. Many people, when they see that flashing light, are confused and think they're recording, and they push the button again, and they're really recording when they think they've stopped it, and they do entire projects not realizing that they never recorded. After you begin your standby mode, you test your levels. Make sure you use headphones, or your partner uses headphones. Check the gain. It should probably be set at high. You push that record button again to actually begin the recording. Now the clock will begin. But before you start speaking, but after recording has started, you need a few seconds of pre-roll. At the end, before you press record again to stop the recording, you should wait 2 or 3 seconds also. This little pre-roll and post-roll idea is a good one for audio and video. Again, then you do press record to stop, and then I'll show you how you can press play to listen to the file you just recorded. You can also go through the menus to find other files recorded if you recorded a number of them, and to listen to those individually too. Although you can just go listen to them on the computer when you weed through them and decide what you're really going to take with you. Okay, this is the Zoom. As you can see, I'm going to turn it on. You should know where the on-off switch is now. This is the top screen. You've seen it, heard it described. One of the first things you want to make sure about is, and by the way, your screen may look a little different depending on the number of recordings that have already been done, but it's basically the same. One of the first things you want to do is make sure you're going to be recording in a WAV format, 14.1, 16-bit. Now, you're not going to find that on this screen. Okay, you're going to have to go to the menu. It should be set that way, but just in case, just to be positive, I'm going to go to the menu. There I see the second one down. It says record mode, 14.1, 16. I know I'm all set. I don't even have to go in and look. If I did want to go in and look, I could. Go down to go to record mode. You move around with those little buttons. Okay, hit the play to interact with that, and it is correct. We go back to menu. I don't want to change anything. It's right. Go back to menu again, and there I am. Okay, you have to ask yourself, is the mic choice correct? Right now, you see the little red light on the front 90 degrees. I think that's where you want to be for the Vox Pop, but if you're doing that's what where you want to be for the PSA, but if you're doing the Vox Pop, you probably want to be on surround 2 channel. You change it with this little guy here. I press it, it goes to the next one, and the next one, and it shows me each time what it is. Next one, rear 120. Next one, front 90. That's where I want to be. Okay, here's the deal. The first time you press record, ready? Let's say I'm all set to record. I have my headphones on, or my partner has my headphones on. I have my mic placement correct. I got my script in front of me. I'm all set to go. I found a quiet location. I press record. What's happening right now is this is the standby mode. But it could be confusing to you because it says REC there. And watch what happens when I speak. We see that the levels are being set Now, I am really not in a good place for this mic because I'm doing this recording, so the levels are not coming up very high. You'd like, while the testing, to have the levels come up pretty high, close to the top, but not quite there. You would hear that in your headphones, and you would also be concerned if it was very low and you had good mic placement that maybe you have to change the gain, which is on the side, the gain switch, perhaps to high. You can tell you're in standby mode though because the light is flashing and the clock is not running. So you got everything set, you're sure your gain is right, you're getting good sound, you're ready to go. Now you press record again. Oh, by the way, after I press record, I want to wait a couple seconds before I speak and start my recording. I want to have some pre-roll, and at the end of the recording, before I press record again to stop, I want some post-roll. In other words, a little bit of blank space at the beginning of end and end. This is a good rule for audio and video. This is Jack Downs recording for Journalism 240. Okay, you see what I did? I did a little bit of pre-roll, I did my recording, I did a little post-roll, I pressed the red record button again, and it stopped. Now, it's a good idea to even immediately listen to what you've done and decide if you want to do it again. You'll probably do these recordings a number of times and decide which one you want. You can listen to the thing you just recorded by pressing the play button. For this demonstration, I'm also going to put my speaker cable into the headphone jack on the side. This is Jack Downs recording for Journalism 240. So I've just played that recording I made, which is the only recording I made, and let's say that I've recorded a number of things. I want to go back and listen to them. I can go through the menus, go find my files, and re-listen to each one separately using my headphones. Or if I've decided I've got a good one, I can just take the Zoom to a computer and review the files there and remove the files, deleting the ones that I don't want. In fact, that's what I'll show you next. Okay, imagine that you've now turned the Zoom off. So the Zoom is off, and now I'm going to plug in the USB cable, which is in the Zoom kit. The Zoom screen comes up again, and unfortunately it's not backlit now, but it's going to give me a choice that I have to make. It's going to ask me what I want to do. You want to connect, it knows you want to connect, but what do you want to connect with? And I'm afraid you can't see it well, so I'll have to tell you that it says storage. And I will go ahead and select storage because that's what I want to do. I want to go to the storage. And when I do, it tries to connect to my computer. Now I'm going to change to the screencast to show you what happens on the computer. Okay, we're back again. I'm going to talk to you about removing files from the Zoom. I plugged it in. I had to choose storage. With the Zoom off, here's the instructions. I did that. I chose storage. Well, I should write that in here. It may want to load software depending on what system you're using. There may be some delay before you can see it in My Computer or Windows Explorer, but it will come up as a drive eventually. Your files will be in a folder, probably folder 1. You're going to copy and paste them onto your flash drive if you're taking with you, or on your hard drive if you're going to work right there. You're going to delete the files from the Zoom when you're done. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, the Zoom is showing up as a drive G for me. It's going to look differently on your computer, but it will probably say H2 or H2SD. And I double click on it. I see a bunch of folders. I go into folder 1. There's a file. The date may be wrong. Don't let that bother you. I'm just going to go ahead and listen to that file. I'm double clicking on it and it's coming up in a regular Windows Media Player window.
This is Jack Downs recording for Journalism 240.
Let me listen again. That file is I didn't get very good volume on it because I didn't get good mic placement because the mic was in front of the camera.
This is Jack Downs recording for Journalism 240.
Okay, maybe you could hear that, maybe you couldn't. Okay, I've decided that that file is great. That's just what I want. So I'm going to copy that file. Do a right-click, copy. I'm going to go put it someplace. Maybe I'm going to go put it on my drive. Hopefully you already have a folder created there, a PSA project folder. You should have original files there also. So I'm going to go copy it and I'm going to go put it there. For this example, I'm just going to go put it in my documents. I'm just going to paste it there, right-click, paste. Okay, I'm sure I got it. I listen to it again to be sure. I can see it has size, I see it's a WAV file. I'm all set. So then I realize I can go ahead and go back to my H2 drive. And I can delete the original. You sure you want to? Yes, I do. Okay, I am done with the zoom now. It can be returned to the cage. To remove the zoom, though, just like any other drive, I want to go down here. Different operating systems have different methods, but essentially you do want to eject it. I'll tell you it's safe to remove, and you can go ahead and unplug it. And you're all set to think about beginning your editing. Okay, the last thing I wanted to tell you is about mic placement and general handling of the zoom. I have the zoom over here. You saw in the video I just did, I had a little desk tripod. There are two kinds of desk tripods that come with them, the zooms. They screw right in the bottom. This kind comes in one kit, and a little plastic one comes in the other kit. Just depends which kit you get. You may want to do your PSA with the desk tripod or desk stand, or you may want to do it handheld. This is the handheld device. It's called a Lollipop. Simply screws into the bottom. That's what it looks like. If I was going to use the front record, I would have the screen facing me while I recorded. Get proper position here so you can see what I'm doing. Whether you use the desk stand or the Lollipop, noise is important, of course. With the desk stand, if you tap or touch the desk or where it is, it'll transmit into the mic. The Lollipop has another problem. It's because it's directly connected to the machine. If you move your hand at all, if there's any motion, it'll transmit through. So you have to develop a relaxed and careful fist around it. So no noise goes from your hand through to the machine. And mic placement, of course, we're talking about the dollar bill, 45 degrees, 68 inches, something in that range. But still, you want to have your headphones on and check levels also. Remember, of course, to get all the little pieces back into the bag when you're done. Remember, of course, you should not have this out in the rain or around dust or dirt. I guess that's about it. Good luck.